10 years in, and time and people change. But Jesus always stays the same. No matter what the world tells us, the most important things will always be our faith and our family. Hunting is how we share the gospel and bring the lost toward Christ. And all of this starts right at home. So join us as we take the light into the darkness.
Oh yeah, whoa, look, they can never keep me down, I'm going, and if I ever fail, just know I'll go again. I never quit, cause I know that every loss may lead to another win. I'm going up. I bet when I land,
I'm Paul Powers. I've been working with Brad and filming for Final Descent for probably 9 to 10, 11 years maybe. This hunting stuff for us is not only about killing big deer and hunting big deer and growing big deer, but it's about fellowship with our buddies. But it's a teamwork deal. I mean, we enjoy it. We go out and we set stands up. We run cameras, we fill feeders, we fix fence. We do whatever we need to do to try to promote and grow these deer and watch them year to year. You know, we're letting a lot of bucks go that are, 140 to 150. Because they're not 170s. We're trying to get big deer, and it's a teamwork deal. You can't do it by yourself. We're all together. It's not an individual deal. It's each other. Got each other's back, and we get after it.
Paul Powers is one of our longest staff members that we've had here on Final Descent Outdoors, and he's partnered up with Johnny Maxwell. They've been hunting together for several years. Johnny's on our staff, and along with Trent and DY and several other buddies, they're managing some incredible ground in south central Oklahoma, doing their absolute best to grow some big, giant Oklahoma whitetail.
We always kind of bicker about who's the leader and who's the boss. Probably Johnny, Randy Maxwell, we call him. But he's kind of the head guy. He's the boss. He owns the land, and we let him think he's in charge. But when it comes time to kill deer, we got to call in the younger guys. We got Trent, my other buddy that lives down that way. His passion for hunting is what mine used to be. He's just nonstop. And you got Big DY, Lefty. He's in our group text that we have going daily about deer hunting throughout the year. And he's on the text, but he don't do a whole lot of work, I'll be honest with you. DY is kind of our front man. We call him the politician. He'd be the governor someday, but he's not much on the hard manual labor part of the stuff.
Them hands are pretty, aren't they?
Yeah, his hands are pretty.
You know, as these guys are trying to manage their properties in south central Oklahoma, well, they have a problem. Hogs, right? There's a ton of wild hogs on their property, and they compete against those whitetails for food, for bedding area, all those things. And these guys are doing their best to try to control their hog population by killing every one of them that they see.
We do a lot of maintenance, just letting deer grow and trying to provide the best we can for them. One problem we have with that, with our plots and our summer plots and our springtime plots, is the hogs, man. They're a nuisance. All of the farmers in the area know it. Our reveal cameras we leave out year round, and when we see hogs on camera, their days are numbered. We've been pretty successful with not killing them all, obviously, but they know we're coming, and we're keeping them ran out pretty well, a lot better than we did a few years ago, and I think that's helping our deer numbers.
This segment is brought to you by Vortex Optics, backed by the unconditional, unlimited lifetime warranty. To learn more, visit vortexoptics.com. And by these fine sponsors.
We believe this dinosaur was killed by a puncture wound.
Puncture wound. A puncture wound.
You're not a weekend warrior. It's in your blood. And we know your property must reach its maximum potential. Not all seeds are created equal, and we create only the best. When it matters most, be spot on.
This segment has been brought to you by PSC Archery, bows engineered for the professional bow hunter. To learn more, visit pscarchery.com. And by these fine sponsors.
You know, every year since Johnny Maxwell's family actually owns the ground, these guys try to do their best to make sure that Johnny has a big buck for him to go after.
So early season every year we put out cameras, like I say, real early, and we start monitoring these deer. And this past year we found a bachelor group, you know, really out in the middle of nowhere, out in the middle of some just open grass fields. There's a small pond, a little bitty block of timber. And one of them was particularly interesting, a buck that we had known from the year before, but he had put on a bunch of extra mass and extra points. We started calling this buck Mick. Johnny's brother always, when he talks to you, he always says, "Have a good day, hoss." And I told Johnny one day, I said, "That buck is a hoss." And then it kind of clicked. From then on, that buck was known as Mick. Early season, we knew he'd be in that area where we had him all summer, and we put up some stands and tried to move in on him. But he started coming regular into a food plot we had up there north, about 2 miles. It was getting almost time for the rut. We knew he was settling into a pattern in just a matter of time.
You have to love when a plan actually starts coming together. They've watched this buck a long time, and now he's right in front of them, and Johnny's ready to take a shot.
That's the kick.
It's November the 13th. Johnny shot this big buck we call Mick last night. We're gonna sneak in here and see if we can find him. This is a buck we call Mick. He was on our tactic cam about 1.5 miles south of where we're hunting now. And we were just lucky enough, and blessed enough to get to harvest this buck. It's just a tremendous hunt and a tremendous blessing to us, and we thank God every day for it.
Well, that was a great shot by Johnny, and now that he's filled a tag, Trent, who is running camera for Johnny, has got a big buck of his own, and so he's going to put effort in to try to get one down for himself.
This segment is brought to you by Reveal Cellular Cameras and the all-new Reveal X, the ultimate remote scouting tool. To learn more, visit revealcellcam.com. And by these fine sponsors.
Check out the Final Descent Outdoors podcast where Brad and Adam talk about faith, family, and hunting. Find the FDO podcast on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or Spotify.
This segment is brought to you by Habit Outdoors. Support the ministry by using promo code FDO15 at checkout for 15% off your entire Habit order. To learn more, visit habitoutdoors.com. And by Lancehead Crossbows. Support our ministry by using promo code FinalDescent10 at checkout to get 10% off your order. To learn more, visit lancehead.com.
Visit FinalDescentOutdoors.com for exclusive apparel helping you show your love for faith, family, and hunting. New items are added to the store often, such as t-shirts, hats, hoodies, tumblers, and much more. Purchase your FDO swag today at FinalDescentOutdoors.com.
We are so excited about our partnership with our friends from Thorn Broadheads. So if you're a bow hunter, either with a compound or a crossbow, our friends at Thorn make a broadhead for you. So for you compound hunters, they have a couple mechanical heads to choose from. They have the OG and the Rift with its massive 2.2-inch cut. They also make the Rift for you crossbow hunters as well. And if you shoot a crossbow that goes over 500 feet per second, then they have a broadhead for you as well in the HPX. And don't worry, fixed blade guys, they also have a head for you in the all-new Crown. To see a full line of all the products made by our friends at Thorn Broadheads, check them out at thornbroadheads.com.
This segment is brought to you by HHA Sports, the leader in single pin technology, made in America with a lifetime warranty. For more info, visit hhasports.com. And by Fort Scott Munitions, with tumble-on impact technology. Support the ministry by using promo code FDO10 at checkout. Order yours at fortscottmunitions.com. And by these fine sponsors.
So Trent lives about 10 or 15 miles north of us, and he comes down and hunts with us, and he knew he'd watched this big buck we call the Big Ten for the previous season. So we're trying to set up a plan, but they own the property that he's feeding on, not where he's living. So we couldn't cut him off. We couldn't get to his bed. We're having to set up where he's going instead of where he's at. He would come every night, about 10, 15 minutes after shooting light, he'd be there, but we just couldn't get on the other side of the fence to head him off. We have some boys the same age, and we're in kindergarten basketball game one night, and our cell phones go off and our Reveal trail cameras go off, and we look at our phones and look up at the same time, and he's just shaking his head. I knew exactly what it was. That buck was out there, prime daylight. He was a half hour or more earlier than he normally was.
Well, they finally feel like they've got an idea of where this buck's coming from, and they know where he's going, and so the key for them is to intercept him in between. And so Paul and Trent have put together a plan. They're going to slip in and see if they can get it done.
So we set up the next day. Comes in, it's cold, it's blustery, it's rainy, it's wet. Just a day you feel like, after you've hunted as many years as we have, you feel like it could be a day it's going to happen. We roll down and lay down in this bottom in the middle of this field, but it was a day in November you knew deer were going to move. The day before he was there in prime time, it was just a matter of time. We knew he was going to roll out there.
Well, it's low light, but this buck is right where they need him to be. The plan has worked, and so now Trent has to just stay calm and make a good shot.
Stand there. Stand right under that tree. There you go. There you go. He's going down. He's going down. We just got back out here. We're going to ease in here, look for this buck, Trent made a good shot. We know he hit him twice. He's a long ways, 250 plus yards. We just pulled in this bottom. He went in this little slope in this low spot. I don't think he could be very far right here. He was on his way down. We're gonna ease down here and look, see if we see any blood, and then ease down this little drainage. I don't think there's any way he crossed this fence. He was hurt too bad to try to cross the fence. Hold on, we'll still see what we can find.
Look at that. Heck yeah.
Congratulations to Trent. Team effort again. These guys get it done. Always awesome when there's a buck that you've been chasing all season long and it finally comes together. Congrats, buddy.
Had a cold front come in, some rain. It's supposed to snow today. Sometimes it didn't snow, but me and PJ knew we had to get after this buck. It's a buck we've been watching all year. We call him Big 10. He's got kickers off both G2s. I hunted him hard this entire rifle season. Set through a hailstorm, rainstorm, you know, just hunted extremely hard the entire time for this buck. And he came out late tonight. We were able to get the Vortex optics on him. Man, we made a good shot on him. Me and PJ were able to take this deer tonight, and I could not be more excited.
This segment's brought to you by Big Frig, makers of customizable coolers, tumblers, growlers, and dry boxes. Use promo code FDO10 at checkout at bigfrig.com. And by these fine sponsors.
Now it's time for the Real Avid Tech Tip of the Week.
We're so excited to once again be partnered with our friends from Glory Knock. We have been so impressed with all the knocks from Glory Knock by how bright they are, but also how they consistently shoot on our arrows perfectly. With so many different knocks on the market, it's hard to know which one to choose, and we can put our stamp of approval on every one of the knocks from our friends at Glory Knock. We haven't had any issues with them not working properly, and one of the things I love most about them is that they're super easy to turn off. And if you're not shooting a lighted knock, we highly recommend it. It helps you know exactly where you hit, and it helps in the recovery of your animal. So to learn more, to find a dealer, or to order your own, check them out at glorynock.com.
Confidence is key, and when bow hunting, confidence can be defined by one word: accuracy. Introducing the Thorn Expandable Broadhead. Its patented hidden blade technology guarantees field point accuracy, and the patented rip tip grabs at hide and flesh, ensuring deployment and beginning the process of devastation. Its stainless steel blades render up to a massive 2.2-inch cut. For confidence and accuracy, there is only one choice: Thorn Broadheads, the world's most accurate broadhead.
We here at Final Descent Outdoors proudly use Buck Blitz, and here's why. Buck Blitz is more than just another attractant. It's actually made up of 18% protein, which provides the nutrients that our deer need throughout the entire year. And there's no accident that some of the biggest bucks that have been killed in Oklahoma were killed using Buck Blitz on that property. Buck Blitz comes in a 40-pound bag, and it equals out to about $1.60 a pound. To learn more, to become a dealer, or to order yours, go to buckblitz.com.
This segment's brought to you by Woodhaven Custom Calls. Support our ministry by using promo code FINALDESCENT10 at checkout. Place your order at woodhavencustomcalls.com. And by these fine sponsors.
Well, now Paul's up, and of course, it's rifle season. Everybody else is out hunting, so Paul, he's gonna have to do a little solo hunt.
My rifle buck, you know, I'd had some bad luck early in the season, and to be honest with you, I was down, man. I mean, I wasn't enjoying deer hunting. I was frustrated, I was upset, and we met the landowner, Johnny's uncle. We met down coming out of a field. He said, "Hey, you left too early." And where we had visited with him, he said, "I went down in the bottom behind the lake," and he said, "The biggest buck I've ever seen was down in here." It was like 10:30 or 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, you know, the biggest buck he's ever seen. He's lived here a long time. He sees a lot of bucks. You know, he knows a big deer when he sees one. So that afternoon, Trent went to hunt his buck and took his son. Johnny went with Josh. I was by myself, just on a whim. You know how I do it. I just drive down there and get out and walk along a creek and find a tree I like and sit down. I didn't know what deer it was going to be, but I knew that there was a big deer in there and had a potential to be really big deer in there. So I just went, man. I mean, I've never got one at home, so I just went hunting and went by myself, and fortunately he showed up. got him. He's got a lot of trash. He's heavy. He's got a lot of mass. Just a really cool buck. Whew, we got him. Thank you, Jesus. And this is a good buck. Proud of him. Let's go get him. Load it up. Get out of here.
What a cool old buck with a ton of character. Congrats. I know it's not the buck you were after, but nonetheless, it's always good to kill a big mature deer.
First day Oklahoma rifle season. 2 years ago he had more tine length, and this year he just has a lot of mass and trash, you can see. Got some trash broke off here, 14, 15 pointer. Awesome mass. I mean, even out here on the main beam, just awesome mass. Woodhaven custom calls, the Ninja. Brought him right out of the timber. This is the best grunt call I've ever had. I've grunted or snort wheezed in 3 different bucks in the last 10 days with this call. Glad to get this old buck on the ground.
What an incredible episode. I mean, these are 3 great hunts, but none of it happens if it's not for a team effort. Each one of these guys putting in time before season even starts, scouting, all the work, actually going and filming with one another or letting somebody know, hey, there's a buck here. I mean, it all came together, and none of it would have happened if it wasn't for a team of guys with one goal. Matter of fact, Ecclesiastes chapter 4, 9 through 12 tells us, it says 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their work. If one falls, the other one can help him up, but pity the one who falls and has no one to help him up. It goes on to say that 2 can lie down together and they can keep warm, but how can one keep warm alone? And though one may be overpowered, 2 can defend themselves, and a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. We need people in our life that are on our team that are encouraging us. There's a reason the Bible refers to us as sheep. You know, we survive in a flock, but every group of sheep needs a shepherd, which is God. So my question today is, do you have people in your life that are holding you accountable, that are challenging you to be the man or woman that God's called you to be? So today, if you don't have somebody in your life that helps hold you accountable, I pray that right now God would reveal to you that person in your life. Maybe that's a friend, and you need to go to them and say, hey, can our relationship go to the next level? Can we become accountability partners? Can we bring God into our friendship and take it to the next level? If we can be praying for you and encouraging you in any way, we want you to go to our website, finaldescentoutdoors.com, send us an email. You can also find us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, even on TikTok. We would love to help you become all that God's called you to be and have that team effort in life. Thanks so much for tuning into this week's episode. God bless you, and we'll see you next week.
Bailey's Outdoor Shop is the official taxidermist of Final Descent Outdoors. Closed captioning brought to you by Real Avid.
Strut your stuff!